first season of Drag Race camera. She had like a light filter on all of it.
Nice.
It was
Of
really
course,
funny.
you tell me this now as soon as we start streaming.
Yeah.
Jesus. Proud.
Why not? And I think we have just gone live.
Yeah. First season of Drag Race camera.
What the heck?
She had like a light filter on all of it.
Why is this doing that? I want it on gallery.
Now,
There we go.
as soon as we start streaming.
Feedback. That's okay. I am working on getting us looking pretty.
Yeah, you are.
And set.
All right. I even have the book open to the page. I am so ready for this podcast today. Let's go. Let's do it.
So unfair that I was ready-ish.
You were ready, and
now you're not because you walked away.
Oh,
hopefully John kind of cuts out some of this or leaves it in. I don't really care at this point.
Better? Is that better, guys?
Much better.
Yeah,
you look better. Like you're, caught up.
Much better. You look like you're about to do a slow dissolve. So
nice.
I appreciate that for keeping me accountable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we gotta make sure that we're consummate professionals. Because that's what we are on Card Slingers.
I said consummate bees, consummate.
Oh, you wouldn't know majesty. Oh, you wouldn't know majesty if it bit him in the face. Yes. That happened once.
And we got a kitten. Woohoo!
Check with the email.
Maybe once again, I hope it's from a female. Oh, it's not from a female.
Oh. All right, kids. Maybe we should start since we're, recording and everything.
Dear Strong Bad. Okay. Hi. This is our podcast. Welcome to Card Slingers Coast to Coast. We have Hilary, Jaymi, and Melissa. Hi, I'm Melissa. I'm the one who someone told me they really liked hearing a Midwestern accent on tarot stuff. And I was like, thanks, buddy.
That's why we started this podcast, to have the East Coast, the West Coast, and the Mid-Coast, or the Midlands.
Well, we started this podcast because you guys are my best friends and I missed you. But also, it just happens that we all live across the country, and it was a cool hook for the podcast. But what's even more cooler is I get to see you guys every day, every week, and record, and that's why I love it the most.
That, and we like to talk about things, all tarot.
Exactly. So today, whatever, we're talking about the Seven of Swords. Who wants to give us the Rider-Waite-Smith rundown of this card? Yep, Jaymi's got it. Look at his fancy boots.
Well, I would have been prepared had you guys not said, "Hey, your camera sucks right now. Can you go clean it?"
Yeah.
But you're the one that wanted us to go live right now.
No, I can count on you to tell me if I've got broccoli in my teeth.
Yep.
So, yeah, who wants to talk about this card while I hold it up?
So it's a stage card. We can see that from the bottom because it has that line on the back like it was made of a stage of a play. And we see this sneaky motherfucker holding the swords by the blades, doy, and looking like, haha, I got all your swords. But what he doesn't see is if you look in the corner right by his leg, all those motherfuckers are watching him and they're freaking to get him. So it's a very simple scene with some very intense, if you get this in your life, some very intense repercussions, because nobody likes somebody who's a thief. Nobody likes sneaky Pete's. Nobody likes liars. And the problem is that sometimes the lie is so manipulative and so sneaky Pete that we don't see it until they're already chasing off with our trust. And we're going, hey, did you take my trust? And then they're gone, So, yeah, it's a very sneaky card. And I call that guy a sneaky Pete. So, the J's. So that's what I think. And he's stealing from like a bunch of tents, like
a circus tent. Yeah.
Like circus tents almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, royal tents don't look that pretty. I mean, they're all uniform and they have all got one country flag, and this one has different colored flags and different types. So
it's like
kind of that weird, 3-tent circus going on. And, but yeah, I mean, this card is definitely sneaky and it's not good. I mean, it's spiky.
It is a spiky
It's
card.
a spiky
The
card.
spiky.
It comes after the good stuff, the 6, where the 6 of
Yeah.
swords is you've gone to a better place. And the 7 is like, who's sneaking away with your ideas? Who's sneaking away with your trust? And why are they, they're not really even, sneaky because they're getting caught or they will eventually get caught.
Yeah. Yeah. There's always something will always happen. Karma will always will out. Always. Um, and so I just got a headache in my eye. It was weird. Okay, I'm fine. Anyway, um, uh, yeah, people will always, the sun will always shine into the dark corners. People are going to find out what happens. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
when you see a reading, when his card comes up in a reading, I'm always just like, are you sure you trust everybody you're around? And ever often they'll go, and I'm like, yeah, well, you shouldn't. The people
Right.
that you're not sure about, you shouldn't trust.
Yes.
So, and that
Right.
might make you
If
an
there's
asshole, but
if
so
there's
what?
like most of the time when I see this in a reading, and I'm just like, okay, so who are you thinking about right now? Like, who are you thinking about right now? Yeah, so that's probably someone that you shouldn't be trusting, or if it's just like if you have that instinct about them, like you're probably right. I
Mhm.
do like about this card, like no matter if you receive it upright or reversed, like I do
Mhm.
have that like long arm of justice, like will eventually win out, like the truth will out. Um, and so it's just a matter of sooner rather than later, but most of the time, like people getting the 7 of Swords upright, it's just like, you know, you know. And with reverse, sometimes it's like a little bit more hidden or it's a little bit sneakier than sneaky.
Yeah.
But most of the time, like, yeah, or sometimes it's you. Like
Mhm.
sometimes when the 7 of Swords comes up, it's just like, oh, hi, I'm the problem, it's me.
Mine is
Yeah.
the affair card. I get this card for people who are cheating on other people, and I'm like, do we want to talk about it? And they're like, no. Like, we can. I don't have a problem with adults having more than one relationship, but if you're lying about it, that's a
Mm-hmm.
whole other thing. You know, I do have some clients that like their partner is ill or they've been in a sexless relationship for dozen years and they are seeing somebody on the side discreetly so they don't
Mm,
hurt anybody. And I kind of get that. You know what I mean? I get it. It's lonely
yeah.
sometimes.
But we're your
Um,
tarot readers. Like, keep in mind, like, there's
yeah.
nothing, like, nothing
Yep.
is really, I mean, find the right tarot reader for you, of course, but like,
Right.
we don't we don't really
We
have
don't
much
judge.
skin in the game. Like, this is your life. We're providing the service of the reading. So, like, we don't judge.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only reason that when people are lying about it, because they're gonna get caught. That's the reason I tell them. I'm like,
Mm,
Mhm.
you are still about to get busted. This card showed up. Look at these guys over here. They see you. You're fixing to get busted.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're more sneaky than this, person, tiptoeing
Clown.
do across the stage,
Yeah.
because they got their weapons ready and they're, silhouetted, which, in broad daylight, that's pretty hard. But, to me, it shows that
It's a neat
they,
trick.
the person stealing the swords does not are not paying attention. And so when
Yeah,
I read this card, I'm like, okay, what's going on? Either you're lying, somebody else is lying, someone might be out to get you and you got to watch your back.
I mean, it is kind of telling to know that this could have been set as a nighttime scene,
Yeah.
but no, he doing it in broad daylight, yo.
Right.
Yep. And of course, the
In front
yellow
of
on the
God and
card
everybody.
relates back to the
There's
swords
not
because
even there's not even cloud cover on there.
I know.
It is.
There's
Yeah,
not even
this
a
is
tree.
Portland right now. We're gonna have 84, 85 today in Portland, and it's gonna be real hot.
It's only 75 here. Dang.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Well, fine then.
I observe it from inside my house.
By
he
the way, Nat is joining us live. What up,
Woo, hey
nerds? What
Nat.
up, Nat?
What up, Nat?
What's up? So do we have anything else about the 7 of Swords before we like dive into our favorite versions?
I don't think so.
I think that it's one of those cards to me that shows And I know you said we don't have it, we don't judge, and we don't judge, we don't have skin in the game. This is true. But on the offset, like generally, you're gonna get busted if you try this shit. Like
Mhm.
you're gonna get busted. So
Yeah.
the best way to move forward, obviously, is earnestly and honestly. And if you see this card in a reading, straighten up your shit. You're messy. Like
Right.
I won't judge people, but I will give you fucking homework.
You're not as clever as you think you are
Yeah.
if this
Exactly.
card
Clean
shows
your
up.
shit.
It's just like people are clocking you. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not as, but it's like trying to get food or a snack at midnight and you run into every wall and you make all the noise when you think you're being sneaky.
oh my
Exactly.
God.
Ask
You
me
step
how I
on a cat.
know. Yeah,
Jamie, do you have a camera in my home? Because I did a little sneaky midnight snack of cheese and crackers last night. So
I don't know about that, but I had an edible and I had to get up last night and I rammed my head into the wall.
I stubbed my toe.
Nice.
I
We
stay in
are
bed because I know
very,
better.
we're very delicate. We're very demure.
Very demure. All right, who's going first with their card?
I guess I can, just because I know it ties in with something you said earlier.
Yes.
So I've got two, of course, I've got two cards because I want to share the
Mhm.
triple goddess.
Of course.
And Melissa said this could have been set at nighttime. Well, that's exactly what I did with this card. I mean, there is some
Nice.
light and it's kind of moonlit, and I love that. I just noticed this. It looks almost like a partial crescent moon
Yeah.
going on, which, hey, I didn't ask for that, I don't think. But here we have, this is a crone card in my triple goddess. So here we kind of have an elder, thief who knows, how to properly carry, backside weapons and has a third one at the ready just in case somebody tries to come up and backstab. And I like the idea of they're looking over their shoulder because again, this is a crone card. The crone, they've already done the tiptoe thing. They started out as a maiden doing blah 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 and probably getting caught a lot, and now they're not. They're still sneaky as hell as a rogue. They still have all their weapons drawn and ready, and they're, maybe there's something in their pocket that they're stealing or getting away from. But to me, again, at the time I designed this deck, this is all about watching your back, making sure that, do you really or can you really get away with what you're doing? The card that I chose for the kind of the weirder side of it, this
You love
happens to
weird.
yeah, this happens to be The Tarot of Secrets by Tess Whitehurt and artwork by Anna Noves.
Is that a
And
fox?
it's a bigger card. So there's a fox kind of falling into a cloud, seven swords, more looking like Athames almost.
Wow.
And
Do
then,
you
the
know
light of the universe.
that reminds me of Fox like listening for a mouse and then diving into the bank to get it?
Yes. So this
I
card is
like it.
very different than many of the other decks that I've got in review. And so the book, which is nice and fat and actually has colored edges,
Wow.
so you can
I
quickly,
like big
find.
decks. I
Yeah,
like
we like
big
cannot
decks and I
lie.
cannot
that
lie.
book. So they call this, or Tess calls this sword, the Detect the Con card. Detect the
Detect.
con.
Detect the con. Nice.
Yeah. So someone may be deceiving you, or you may be deceiving someone else. Stay in or come back to integrity. Don't cross the line between wily and fraudulent, crafty and devious. All is not what it seems, but you will find your way by the guiding light of your intuition and your honor. And then so that's kind of the guidance aspect. And then it has a dynamics section, which talks about, in this case, like the fox, the human is a wily animal. There are times when we feel the need to be sneaky or spin a tall tale and add flourishes. And then it talks, it goes on more and more. And it just says, learn from the situation and ultimately it will bolster your wisdom and your strength. The secrets of this card are, even as the fox has been turned upside down and has his head in a cloud of fog, the alchemical symbol for day hovers nearby, and you can kind of see it right there.
Yeah.
And then this is the elemental for air. And then it's got one more, I think, if I saw it. No, those two are the only ones. I thought I saw another one.
Nice.
But it talks about like the secrets where, his head is pointed directly at the moon. and a point of the sword. In this case, the moon symbolizes instability and the sword imminent danger. So to emerge unscathed, this fox must proactively shift the trajectory and soon. And then it's got 2 more sections. One of them is bulletin meetings. So like be mindful of potential theft. Being creative is fine, but don't be dishonest or exploitative. You know where the line
Don't
is.
use AI.
Yep. Realign with your intuition and you know what you'll need to do. And then the last part is like the reversed. So it's got upright and reversed meanings for this. Like the reversed is you have detected theft or deception. The dishonest behavior of someone you trust has been exposed. That which was out of integrity has collapsed. So it's got some good, interesting beef and material to lend back into like, the idea of, getting away with something or being a sneaky Pete.
Yeah.
So
Legit.
there's my essay. Who's next?
In this essay, I will. You want me to go? No? Let's do it. Let's call it.
Yeah, because I'm just checking on our stream because I think Nat was having problems. She said the video went out, so I just want to make sure everything's
it's back. Yeah.
copacetic. Okay. If you have those problems, by the way, anyone that's viewing, just refresh. That usually helps things, in my personal opinion. Anyway,
sacrifice some goats. Yeah, it's all good.
Pretty much. Yeah, get your smoky quartz out, folks.
So mine is from the Mystic Garbage Tarot.
Yay! And I actually represented this card a couple of weeks ago, and I'm not saying how or why. Use your imagination.
Here we have a symbol of an affair in the act. Another sneak peek at the troublesome life I had been a victim of. This card represents betrayal, deception, lies, getting away with something, and thievery. And the reverse position, this card represents mental challenges and breaking free of them. So I think the reason that people lie is because the truth is just unpalatable. And they wish that the lie were true. Because if it were true, they could get away with stuff. They wouldn't have to feel bad or shamed or guilty or any of that stuff. Because making the lie palatable is such a creative exercise because we want the world to point in our direction. But if we don't do any work towards that end, we're just bullshitting ourselves. You know what I mean? And so this person is in the act of an affair. And like I said, no beef if you have an affair, but you're going to get caught. People are terrible at this.
They are literally caught with their underwear around their ankles.
Around their little ankles. Nice boots, though, but yeah.
Yeah. Come hither,
stand
boots.
the boots. We like the boots.
Yes.
It's such a blatant card. It is a stage card, so it's pretty easy to read. You know what I mean? But in this one, I just think when I see it, I'm just like, your draws are showing. Like, I can see your shit. So did you want me to see that shit? Because if you didn't, you better work harder at covering it up.
Exactly.
But yeah, I love my Mystic Garbage.
Sadly, it's out of print. So
probably it's out of print. Sad. Aw.
How dare you use an out of print deck?
I'm so sad and upset.
Why are you smiling though? Because I
was lying. I was using
because this is Melissa's MO. She's using all of the out of print stuff.
Exactly.
No, I really like
and poor.
I really like what you're saying about like, why do people lie? And I think this is an aspect of tarot that just keeps me coming back is the questions. It's such good questions. You might not get answers out of the tarot, but you're definitely going to get some good questions to think about. And that is a question that you can ask yourself when you receive the Seven of Swords. Why do you lie? Why do people lie? And I think one of the answers is to make it more palatable, to make life more palatable, right?
Yeah.
But with the Seven of Swords, you really can't lie to yourself. It doesn't really work, especially if you're holding up a mirror like the tarot to yourself, like that kind of, it dissolves, the illusion dissolves very, very quickly.
I just remembered this reading I gave, and I got this card, and I got the Ten of Swords, like for this man. It was one of those reading, like one of those parties where you're just reading for executives, like, and they're getting drunk and whatever.
Hmm.
And I say, "You're gonna get busted." And literally behind him, a man walked by and said, "Busted for what, buddy?" And I went, oh
Oh,
no. But
oh
I just
no.
remembered like his face like dropped when his friend was like, "Busted for what?" I was like, "Oh, this is going to be an awesome reading." I don't remember the rest of it. I just remember busted for what, buddy? And I'm like, "Oh my God, see, I told you you were going to get busted." And he just looked at me and I was like, "Ah, it's the cards. I don't know what to tell you. It's my tool."
Pro tip, blame the cards.
Or blame Hillary, like we often
Exactly.
do.
Jesus
My friend Hilary said that
Christ.
you were a sneaky Pete.
Yeah. No, Hillary's great as a psychic because she does know and nothing surprises her.
Mm,
Well,
well, in my own life, I can
yeah.
get surprised. Let's
Well,
Yeah.
put that out there.
sometimes because I remember you telling stories about how Dave tried to surprise you and you kept guessing at it.
Yes, yes, yes. So it's not easy being married to or being in a relationship with a tarot reader or a psychic. So and I have some hot tips for those of you that want to surprise your psychic reading significant other in a good way, in a good way. And go with the moment and not with the plan. That is my advice. If you want to propose to someone that works in this field. There is a hilarious blog series that I did. So yes, I am not above taking my life and using it as comic fodder for my website.
Yeah.
Um,
Or even just in
that's just
general. Again, you can't, I want to say you can't bullshit us, but you can.
you
However, a lot of
can.
us
And
read into it. Like, as for me as an empath, I'll pick up on that energy and I will, question it,
Mhm.
and even in readings, like in readings, I won't let that stuff fly. I will call it out. I will, have skeptics read their own cards, which they don't really
Right.
like, but I will
Gee,
do
I
that.
wonder why.
Yeah, just to, show them, that we aren't. Where's the cards, damn it?
Can I a funny aside before
We
we get
aren't
into like my
stealing.
favorite?
We're not
Um,
stealing. We're not
a funny
this.
a funny aside, Dave just texted me, my husband just texted me, because I on Tuesdays I will do a choose your own adventure with the cards and you see sight
Oh,
unseen 1, 2, or 3. And
yeah.
so he usually gets first crack at it. So he just texted me back his choice.
nice.
Literally
Nice.
as we're talking about him. So he
Right. It's
well,
like he's psychic.
it's like he might be
Or we
psychic
are.
too. There's
Well,
The
a
or
words
there's
are.
psychic residue.
it's the invocation. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm like, sometimes when I talk about my friends or, I'm longing for connection, somebody reaches out, and while there is a whole point, like I see stuff that we're talking about come into the Seven of Swords. Number one, tarot readers are not charlatans. We're not trying to get away with,
Yeah.
pulling fleece over your eyes or, blindsiding you. At least the three of us try to really help people and
Yeah.
answer the questions and give you something that is going to help you and your situation be better. Yes, there are
Yeah.
people out there, that may give us a bad name that, are charlatans, buy this $500 candle. Oh, you've got a hex on you. Let me remove it. And
By the
then,
way, there's validity to that if you're a licensed root worker. If you do root
Mhm.
work as a part of your divination as well, people will be upfront about that though. Now,
Yes.
if it's like pull, and only I can remove this,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no, no.
Well,
I
and if it's
noticed a cloud around you, and the only thing that can clear it is one of these magical candles that I've blessed for $700. And if
And you
you
can
don't buy
stick
it
it up
from
your
me, you will be
ass.
cursed, and your family
well,
will be
okay,
cursed,
so
and your
Melissa
bloodline will be
bucks our
cursed.
trend. She's the one that, will take your money. No, I'm
Ah.
joking. Join
No,
her
that's a link I got
Patreon
in
though. It's
Chicago.
fun. We have a
Join
I
lot
her
of
have
fun
one of
over
those
Patreon.
in
It's
here.
not a
Hilary.
It's not a it's not a scam. Join her
Guys,
Patreon.
I'm at 210 patrons.
Woo! High five. Good job.
Yay.
So I wrote down, I think a good homework is Hilary's question. Why do people
Wait,
lie? Find
what's
out
Hillary's
your
card?
reasons for yourself and others and see how it reflects back into the seven
No,
of
no,
swords.
let's keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, but I like this homework idea thing.
I do too. All right, I thought we were ending, and I was like, no, wait.
No, keep
what
on
about
it.
my
Oh yeah,
card?
Hillary. Sorry, we got
Jeez.
derailed.
I
Yay.
know, it's fine.
That's
But
so unusual.
I really like, so I knew when we were, as soon as I knew we were recording the Seven of Swords, I knew exactly which card from which deck I wanted to pull from. And then I spent the entire morning tearing apart my apartment to try and look for this particular deck because it's spring and summer cleaning going on here in Tarot by Hilary Land. But I found her. So this is the Seven of Swords from the Fountain Tarot. Love, love, love this deck. I actually have one of the creators' copies because I was so annoying during a reader studio one year and I had not even heard about this deck. And so I proceeded to stalk them for the entirety of the weekend. And other people got involved and just like, hey, Hilary really wants that deck because they had done like a pre-order thing and they had sold all the pre-orders and I didn't know about it. And I'm just like, so people were like literally soliciting on my behalf.
Wow, that's amazing.
Our
love that.
community is awesome that way. I remember
It's a
one
little
year.
much. It's a
Yeah.
little much. So
Oh, before I got this deck, they made a Pamela Coleman Smith memorial deck kind of in a tin, US Games.
yeah.
And Lynn Araju had a copy, and I like, is it out yet? I really want it. And when she was done that day, she gave it to me, going, well, here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that nearly was
I was floored. I was like, can I actually pay you for this? Because, I do want it from you guys. And nope, she gave
I
it.
paid.
Yeah.
I paid for it.
Does
Yeah.
US
But
Games
I
send a review
believe
copy?
Jason Grohl's
Yes.
copy, was the one that he was just like, here, it's this much, here you go. And I'm just like,
Yeah. We love our community. I love our
do.
friends.
but the Seven of Swords is a very different visual depiction of the Seven of Swords. And it kind of really focuses in on the Rider-Waite Smith version of this, but like pinpoints exactly the hands are on the blade. Yeah, let's side by side that. The hands are on the blade, not on the hilt, which is where your hands are not supposed to go. Otherwise, you will get cut.
Which is another sign of an inexperienced, critter.
Right. And then the Seven of Swords interpretation in the guidebook is a questionable risk. Like the intention of this thief in the Seven of Swords, the meaning relies on the circumstances, other cards surrounding it, or the context, the question that got asked. His actions could represent dishonesty or bravery. In any case, a risk is involved, and he must deal with the unexpected. Intense moments like this, be conscious of your values and which ones you employ. Again, why do people lie? There are times when you may have to grab the blades to succeed, but knowing your objectives and your motives will minimize the damage. So it's like, know thyself, know why are you doing what you're doing? And this, I think, relates really well. We're not there yet. But when we get into the Eight of Swords, which is the next card, the next
here's a preview.
Consecutive card. Thank you, Jaymi. Where I usually will see that as, being stuck, stagnation, but there's always a way. And the way might cause a little bit of damage. You might get cut a little bit by trying to get out of this like fence of swords. But is that a risk you're willing to take? Is that is that a sacrifice you're willing to make?
What I like about what you read in the Fountain Tarot's guide about the damage aspect That's something we haven't, we didn't bring up earlier, where this card, when you're holding a blade, you will get damaged. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna get cut. I've been cut pretty bad with knives and stuff, So you live and learn, which is another, side of this. Don't hold sharp, pointy things by the sharp, pointy side.
Right.
You will get cut. You'll learn. You'll go to the hilt, which, is kind of why I did this, more experienced, 7. But
Yeah.
again, you're still going to get hurt somehow, whether it's by the blade or by the confrontation.
All right then.
Dang. Okay.
Right.
Dang. Get it. I think that's a great way to end. Say your homework again. Oh, cat. God damn it.
All right.
Say your
The
homework.
homework again is based off of Hilary's question, why do people lie? And I wrote, find out your reasons for yourself as well as others, and see how it reflects back in your 7 of Swords from whatever deck you like. But I also like this idea of, what's the damage too? How does that card kind of hurt in a way, and how you can learn from it?
Because a lot of the time when we get clients are coming to us with decisions to make. Like very rarely does a client come in and not have a question or a situation that they want clarification on, which is like one of the 2 things when I start a reading. It's just like, do you have a question or do you have a situation you want clarity on? Like, which, like, it's your reading, it's your time, it's your money. Like, how do you want to focus this reading? And then I can guide you from there. So most of the time they're coming with a question. They're coming with maybe a decision that needs to be made. And a lot of the time it's not the decision that they're having trouble making. It's what are the consequences of that decision?
Word.
Exactly. Until then, have fun getting away with all your items. Or you're
stealing those swords. There's a meme. Go find the meme, where it's just like getting drunk and stealing a bunch of swords.
Oh God, I love the tarot memes.
Me too.
They're great.
So good.
All right, everybody, have a great time, and we'll see you the next episode on Pentacles.
Bye.